What brought you to Jamaica in the first place?
It's my brother-in-law's birthday,
Mm.
and we had a long time planned vacation. We had really scoped out where we thought we could go as a couple. Luckily for us, we have grandparents that can watch our kids in a house up in Del Mar, and we just felt strongly this was the right move, and we could get here on Thursday and have a nice 4-night all-inclusive vacation down here.
Okay, so you got there Thursday. What has happened to you since then?
Yeah, so the Thursday after the plane, there's a long ride through the mountains to this more remote location on the South Coast. The first 2 days, very sunny, full resort experience, really taking that in, embracing our friends here. And in that moment, right, great food, things were open on through the end of the Friday. Toward the end of the day on Friday, the resort did start to wind things down. And they were very careful about how they were winding things down based on what they were hearing from the governments, what the reports, the actual weather reports are, kind of where people were going as far as rearranging their flights. So they started dialing back things. Some of the restaurants, some of the other amenities started coming back, dialing back. But we stayed, and at that point, we made a decision we were going to start reaching out to our airlines, but we're not quite sure what was happening between the closure of the airport and moving planes around for us on Friday night. But in that mix, there was just nothing available, right? Like, so our planned Monday flight back, we couldn't pull it. And at that point, Monday actually looked like a great day, Monday morning, or if we could pull it into Sunday before things had to close, understanding procedures would need time. We felt like maybe Sunday would be a good time. There was no other way out at that point already. So we've been here knowing since Friday night that, we were going to commit to sticking it out until we can get the next flight out. From Albany, we fly Southwest, so we like that. So they've been very good about just keep updating our flight and bumping it out. So they tried Tuesday. They knew Tuesday wasn't going to be a great day. So they tried Thursday. And now it's looking like pretty indefinite because we really don't know what's going to happen up there at the airport.
That has to be a really unsettling feeling, not knowing when you're going to get out of there.
Sure. I mean, it's been a lot of waiting already. And now we know there's another stage of waiting ahead. Yeah. And it's just going to be terrible for everybody. And I'm interested to seeing what's going to happen tomorrow and go out and take a look at daylight, and hopefully people are going to be fine. And we're going to figure out how to do this and get home.
So, as we're talking Monday night, 11 o'clock, you are safe in your resort. They have you locked down in the rooms and they're bringing the food to everybody, or how is that working?
Yeah, 3 meals at a time. So we had a very big delivery when we first got here, and a lot of snacks too. And you don't know that you need a lot of snacks until you need a lot of snacks. So we've had a lot of kind of that nervous eating and trying to keep fed. A couple big meals, warm meals that were delivered, and took a couple hot showers and just making sure we're still in the relaxing in the room as we reach out to friends and family, readjust our schedules, and start to go through like, wow, we might lose contact in the next 24 hours for a long time, right? And that's a big moment for us right now down here that everyone's kind of going through, seeing the move of the storm, that it becomes less like hey, how do we make sure we're going to survive this? What's the next step, right? What's going to happen after we wake up, after the storm is through?
So, you couldn't get out. You tried with the airlines, you couldn't get out.
Yeah.
The hotel
Yep.
has you hunkered down. Was there ever a thought to try to get to the embassy? And how would you even get there from where you are? Because you said you're on a remote part of the island.
That's correct. And the remote part of that between here and Kingston would be that quadrant of the storm that's going to see the most flooding and a lot of mountain runoff as well. So there's still there's mountains every direction from where we are, right? The best path to Montego Bay was directly through the mountains, and that was about an hour and a half journey. On a good day from here to Kingston's probably about 3 hours. It's already dark. It's already raining. The bands have already started coming through. Right now, it's been mostly rain so far today, just a good steady soaker. A few little gusty moments, maybe 40-mile-an-hour gusts that were kind of shaking and flickering things at times, but between here and Kingston is not where you want to be. Now, the embassy question is a good one. It was very early on our list. We thought quickly on the Friday evening that let's make sure we reach out, because if we're making a commitment to do this, we'll give them more information. They took our information, passport, ID stuff, and our email addresses. We have not been contacted by the embassy at this point.
But they know where you are, is what you're saying. You gave them all your info.
Yep. Yeah, correct.
Okay, so we're talking on your phone. Obviously, you have access to all the latest information about Melissa, and every report that keeps coming out is making Melissa worse. How are you guys dealing with this information coming in, because you really can't do anything or go anywhere?
Yeah, I think, look, we know we're prepared for the worst, and we're just hopeful for the best outcome for everyone around us right now, right? And I think when it comes to seeing that news, we knew how relieved we were when we saw it wobble, and kind of some of the first stall on Saturday night that had it very east of us, which I guess for Kingston that's a very horrible thing, but that would have left us with just a lot of rain, but a better probability of a path to Montego Bay than what we're going to look at coming up now. So now it's just, hey, we know we're we're a little bit isolated, but we know we're in great hands. The Sandals infrastructure feels great to us right now. We feel protected.
Is there a window in your room, and how do you deal with that?
So right now, they actually did move us, and they consolidated everyone that's still here. We are on a fourth floor of a building that's the furthest away from the water, but it still has a water view. And the one window has shutters on it. The other one is a little bit of a different angle, so it's not facing flush toward any direction. It kind of has another extra wall ahead of it. And we have shut those blinds. We're going to put the couch up against that. So we're going to have the blinds and the curtains, and then a couch against that door. And then what we did is we actually took we have our bathroom set up too. So we have our linens and additional linens, and some additional snacks and water in the bathroom area, separate from the actual bed. So if we need to just get somewhere with a little bit lower ceiling and maybe some more protection, we can come to the bathroom pretty quickly tomorrow.
Can you show us a little bit about what those windows look like?
So right now, I just moved it away, but here's our setup, right? And we're kind of locked in here. And then I have this right now. What we'll do is we'll put the thicker ones, make sure they're over, and then I'm going to push the couch backwards up against the windows here. These are just regular kind of shuttered interior shutters that should keep any glass breaking, but I think it's hurricane-proof glass. At least we were told that, so I feel good about that. Much better building. Feel good about that situation. And then, our door here, we're going to make sure it's double locked. And then there's a table. I'm actually going to kind of push it against here just to make sure this door doesn't wiggle. I know I have family in Fort Myers, Florida. And when the hurricane comes in there, I have held the door during the hard part of the storm when the eye passes through, just to keep it from rattling. So I know to brace the door. And then in the bathroom here, the other thing I did, I actually grabbed a pool noodle just in case I need it to, lay down on in here. There's a little mini bed. But I got my little mini pantry here, plenty of water, extra ice, things like that, so I think we're setting ourselves up.
Wow. Wish you guys all the best luck, sending you the best vibes right now to ride this out safely for everyone.
Sounds great. Thank you all up there.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're safe. We're going to be fine.